Shalom. It's Shamak coming at you with another one, giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh by Shimon Al-Shah by Shimon Kakadash. That one is to the head of Apostle Greg Millstone, who will teach well. Because I shall want to you, brothers, as well as a few sisters might be tuning in, listening, and learning. And just getting right into it, the lesson is going to be pretty much entitled, Pour Your Blood, Sweat, and Tears into This. You know, and this not was my understanding, this ministry, you know, which the Lord Yahweh Shemini Shah have established and allowed through certain men, beginning with Abba Bivens on the 7 apostles on down. You know, the Lord has allowed us to, get ourselves right in this grace period through, taking in as much of this knowledge, wisdom, understanding that we possibly can, to prepare ourselves for the coming of Yahushua, which we in the midst of these things right now. We in the midst of the coming of Yahushua right now, So the Lord is allowing certain men, to be built up, for the times that we coming into, So we got to make sure that we pouring our blood, sweat, and tears into this, because the Lord understand that, brothers got certain things that they need to do, in the world, to be sustained and survive, but even in the midst of all that, the thing that should motivate us the most, as far as, putting putting the fire or energy into the most should be, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, praying to Yahweh Shemini Shah, meditation, and meditating on the scriptures, reading the scriptures, watching the apostles' videos, watching brothers and elders' videos, going to camp, doing lessons. These are all of the things that we should be pouring energy and time into throughout the days that the Lord is allowing us to, dwell in these grace periods, in this grace period, you see. But enough of me, I'm going to go ahead and get into some scriptures. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse 22. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, Yahweh Shemini Shah, and he shall sustain thee. Yeah, because, the inspiration of this lesson came from something that the brother Amar from the Cleveland GMS Cleveland camp has said inside of one of the chats. He said, pretty much was saying how he poured his blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, reading and studying, which, we understand it's all about Shemini Shah, but it made me think, because I was just recently looking at something, and it was a 2/3 pretty much talking about how he needed to take that L, and, it was pretty much a video clip of him exercising, which is nothing wrong with exercising, but the thing that hit me was, Jake spent too much time and energy and poured too much, energy and inspiration and motivation and consistency into these carnal things rather than, pouring energy into fearing how about Shemini Shah, So, I was thinking, because if a 2/3 can receive evil, some type of form of evil, whether it be being rejected by a woman or losing a job or whatever, if 2/3 of Israel can go through something like that, and then they use that to pour energy into doing something productive, then how much more we, who hold this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, when we get vexed, it should inspire us to go harder for this truth. Because what's gonna clear our vexation? What's gonna heal our vexation? Because the scriptures talk about how our wound is incurable. What's gonna cure this incurable wound? Let's get into that. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, and verse 2. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. Right, Yahushua is gonna come back with healing in his wings. That's what's gonna heal us. That's why he said when he was walked the earth, he said, he came not for the healthy, paraphrasing, but for the sick. The Lord came for the sick. It says, it says, some need not a physician. Paraphrasing. It says, but unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as cows of the stall. This is because once again we have to pour our vexation, our blood, sweat, and tears into this. The treasures of heaven. Which that it begins with blowing that trumpet. The Lord is allowing us to blow the trumpet. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is not at hand. Right? We understand that the day of the Lord is at hand. So that's our defense. The wisdom that we at the end. And we don't have that much longer here. That's our defense. So when these burdens do come across us, that's what we should pour the energy from the burden into. The energy, the spirit to go harder, because because of a burden, that the energy like that should go towards this ministry. First and foremost, it says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. So the Lord is going to sustain us in times of trouble too, man. This book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. It says, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, right? Because the Lord understands that this place is a burden. The Lord understands that our vexation, our weariness, us being tired of dwelling here, and us just craving and wanting the righteous kingdom to be established. The scriptures say in the book of Hebrews, now they desire a new country, wherein dwell of righteousness. The Lord know we desire a new country, a new kingdom, wherein dwell of righteousness, so that we can stop mourning, like the scriptures say in Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2, when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. Well, it also says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So we the Lord know we want a righteous judge to have authority over the earth once again. And you understand our vexation. It says, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears. So what more should we be doing in the midst of suffering? This patient, this suffering, this time that we have here, in hell. That should make us go hard for this truth. Because the one way that we gonna get out of here is the elect being sealed, and y'all shall come back. So the harder we go for this thing, because it's a fishing process. That's what we do. We fish for men. So the scriptures say that our line is going out throughout the earth. Our line is pretty much a fishing mechanism to pull in men, into this thing, which specifically is going to be 144,000 men and other men that's going to be delivered. So that's what we should be focused on doing. You see, I read this one already. This is the book of First Peter's, chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, for as much then as Yahushua hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin, right? Because if you get vexed and then, put your energy into carnal things, that's going off. We have to arm ourselves with the same mindset as Yahushua. You see, when we get weary, when we lack in strength, when we, weary off the blood, sweat, and tears of work, of endless labor, well, we have to always lean on Yahushua, because leaning on other things, overeating, because Esau set up different things to relieve your stress, so-called relieve your stress, like, snacks. Eve get depressed, she go eat some ice cream or something, stuff like that. Even exercising, that can be used, for some people to cast away burdens. But all these things, all these things is carnal, The main thing that we should be using to cast away our burdens is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because it's the only thing that's really gonna heal us. These other things is gonna pass away. It's all vanity. There's no healing or no light in the rest of these things in the world. Um, and that's our mindset, is to flee from sin, to flee from the shadow of this world. You see, all the things that Esau established to for comfort. You know what I mean? Hey, the scriptures say the Lord is gonna send forth the comfort. Which is just matter of fact, I gotta get that before I close out. This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 26. It says, "But the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, he shall teach you all things, and bring all things to your remembrance, whatsoever I have said unto you." Right? And the scriptures say, you know, um, and much knowledge is much grief and much sorrow. Rather paraphrasing. Well, that means that we have to continue to this labor. We can't stop this labor. We have to continue. If that's what it takes, we have to continue to sorrow. We have to continue to you know fight this endurance. Fight the fight of faith. Fight the good fight of faith. And the Lord is gonna take pleasure in that. He gonna take his favor in that. He gonna like that. He gonna see it for righteousness. For what it is, pure. You see. So, all our burdens have to go towards the truth. We got to go hard for this truth, man. All these things in the world that vex us should make us go harder, even harder. Shit, I had one more. I got one more precept and I'm going to close out. This book of Revelations, chapter 3, and verse 10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience." That's the name of the game, is that patience, that endurance. These different situations that we go through, help us have more tolerance for the next situation that comes. Because we was made to suffer these things so that we can get the glory. It says, "I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth." So we going through these trials, and we pouring that energy into this ministry. We sowing that. He's sowing into the ministry. You know what I mean? So, the Lord is gonna keep us from that hour of temptation. And that's what we desire. We desire to be delivered from that hour. Desire to be delivered from the plagues and all the, because this is the hell that we catching right now. We in a grace period at the end of the day. When all these things come to pass, and the Lord make a man a hiding place, and brothers get beheaded, or and all these things, all hell break loose. There's gonna be an edge of protection around brothers.